Happy Fragrant Friday, Fraghead. Hey everybody, this is Ben here at That Cologne Guy coming at you with a new review. You know, I have mentioned that I was going to do this episode for months upon months. Today is the day. You asked for it. Well, actually, I said I would do it, but here it is. Top 10. You got it. Perfumers. So I was going to do a top 5. I had so many honorable mentions, it just parlayed into a top 10. So this is, of course, you've seen the title, you've seen the description. This is a top 10 perfumers for me. So what I want you to do is two things before we start. Number one is I want you to subscribe if you haven't already. Always remember to subscribe, like, and comment. It really helps the channel. I just went over the 400 subscriber mark, and I really appreciate it. I'm trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the year, and the channel is growing exponentially, and I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. The second thing is please, please, please comment below and let me know who your favorite perfumer is and why. So I would love to know if you either, you can tell me if you agree or disagree with the list. Either way, though, I'd love to know which perfumers you like and why. So without further ado, let's dive in, shall we? I did way too much research for the 64 views I'm going to get on this episode. Way too much research this week, but I had so much fun. I have mentioned seriously that in many episodes I was going to do this eventually, and here is the day. Now, I have a top 10 list, of course. I'm going to talk a little bit about each one, and then in post I will be putting their names down below. You guys can help me with the French if I didn't get it right, and I'll mention just a few things about each perfumer. Okay, so without further ado, number 10. Coming in at number 10 has to be Bertrand Duchaufour because he, if nothing else, he has done Jubilation 25. Oh yeah, by Amouage. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, isn't that the one that got the coveted exclusive extra spray on That Cologne Guy? Yes, it is. So it got a 6 out of 5 out of my rating system. I give 1 extra every once in a while. Jubilation 25 is one of the fragrances I would point to as why fragrances are made. He also worked in collaboration with Jean-Claude Elena on Acqua di Parma's Colonia Assoluta. Phenomenal fragrance, but he's coming in at number 10. Not a lot on there, but Jubilation 25 automatically puts you in the top 10. And I would love to know more about his work. You will also, by the way, you will hear me turning notes. I've got my notes here. If nothing else for you, this could be an ASMR video. All right, so number 9 has to be Jacques Polge's son, and that would be Olivier Polge. He has done a number of fragrances. A lot of them I like, and then some of them are huge, and I guess I kind of like, but I think you probably like more. One of them is, and I'll boo myself promptly in edit here, because he did Spice Bomb and Flower Bomb. I don't like Spice Bomb. I know you probably do. I don't. You can boo me. If you're going to go that route, go Man in Black, okay? Spice Bomb, but I wanted to acknowledge that he did those two by Victor and Rolf. Amazing work. He also did, I did not know this, Midnight in Paris by Van Cleef & Arpels. He did F by Ferragamo Black by Salvatore Ferragamo, which is an underrated fragrance. He also he worked in collaboration with somebody else with Invictus. Don't shake your head. You like it. Yes, you do. If you don't like it, you at least respect it because it garners lots of compliments. I have Invictus. The bottle's atrocious. But I absolutely love the juice, so got to go on there. Another one, too, that made my top 20 women's perfume list is Lancôme La Vie est Belle. Phenomenal perfume. Love that perfume. Solid work there. He also did Dolce & Gabbana's The One, which is an amazing fragrance. Would have liked more longevity, though. He also did one of the Dior Hommes. I think it was the original from 2005, but don't quote me on that one. I think that it is, if my notes are correct. Also, one I particularly like a lot on this list is Valentino Uomo by Valentino. That one is another one that's slowly climbing up the list for me. I really appreciate that one. So, he has a wide body of work. I really appreciate I don't have a lot on here that I absolutely adore, but I really respect his work, and he's coming in at 9. Okay, so number 8 has to be Monsieur François Demachy. So François Demachy is another one that flies a little bit under the radar for some, but is just a phenomenal perfumer. He did Colonia Intensa by Acqua di Parma, another one that's just a phenomenal fragrance. And then he did, I'm going to list 3 parfums. So if you remember one thing about this one would be Demachy is kind of the master of parfum. That's what I've noticed. So he did Dior Homme Parfum. He did Eau Sauvage Parfum, which I love. In fact, that's my favorite on this list from him. He did Fahrenheit Parfum, and then he did Sauvage, and I'll boo myself again because I don't like Sauvage either. So, I don't like Spice Bomb. I don't like Sauvage. Sorry, I just don't care for them. That said, I appreciate his body of work, and I absolutely adore the Eau Sauvage Parfum. Recently got that one, finally found it. There are 2 versions. What is it? 2 different years. One of them is the 2017, and one of them is really hard to find. Either way, though, I really, really appreciate that fragrance so much, and he has to be on the list. Coming in at number 8. Number 7 really gets down to not the number of fragrances on the list for him, but I really like the ones that I have. So Dominique Hopion is Ropion. It'll be down here. Dominique Hopion, and he did Invictus with Polge. So you appreciate that because you secretly like Paco Rabanne's Invictus. He also did Costume National Pour Homme, which I love. I absolutely love that fragrance. These are very, very good smelling original releases. Costume National is more of the hipster original kind of out there fragrance, and then Invictus obviously is the more crowd friendly compliment getter. And then you have L'Homme by YSL that he did. I wish it had better longevity, but the ginger in that one is just phenomenal. That is a great fragrance. Dominique Hopion has to be on my list. He comes in at number 7. I really like the chances that he takes, and I like his take on many of the notes included in his fragrances. Okay, so that is 7. Number 6 is actually the one who could move up the list the most if I did this again in the future, and that is number 6 is Carina Vichon-Sperna. She is a phenomenal nose. I'm actually relatively new to this, and by the way, in the bonus feature, I will talk about perfumer versus nose toward the end there. So if you want to know more about that, go to the bonus feature. I came across her work relatively recently because I didn't know she did Memoir Man. It was when Ramsey and I were talking about Overture Man. So her name came up, and then it turns out she's done Boundless. So she has done Amouage Boundless, Interlude Woman, Memoir Man, Overture Man, and Library Collection 3, all in the house of Amouage. So you're thinking you're hashtag Amouage fanboy, and you're not going to have somebody on your list who did a lot of Amouages? Not going to happen. Number 6, Carine Vichon-Sperna. Number 6, and I would not be surprised at all if she moves up the list in the future. I would like to know more about her work. Number 5 is somebody, what I love about Pierre Negrin? I love is that some of these, if you've noticed, like with Sauvage, right? Sometimes I'll say with Perfumers, I'll say I didn't care for it, but I'm happy that it's popular or it was successful for him or for her. The thing I love about Pierre Negrin is that he might not have a ton of my absolute favorites, but his work is rock solid, and I always appreciate his releases. He comes in at number 5, and it's Negrin, so I don't know if it's Negrin or Negrin, but it's just listen to this list. I mean, Amouage, these are the following are all from the same house. Amouage, Imitation Woman, Interlude 53, Interlude Black Iris, and, drumroll please, The Blue Beast. Interlude Man, Portrayal Man, Library Collection 7, and Library Collection 8. That is an amazing work, my friends. You have to tip your cap to Pierre Negrin. He all did Ermenegildo Zegna, that's the house, and then he did Italian he did many of them, but Italian Bergamot is my favorite from that list. Ralph Lauren or Ralph Lauren is Polo Black, and if you are coming in, if you're watching this episode from the niche side, don't discount that one, because Polo Black, and I think it's Double Black is the other one, is those are really solid fragrances. I really like Polo Black. And then another one that was recommended by one of you guys, I have a subscriber who recommended recently, actually, Sean John Unforgivable, and I will be checking that out. And that was also a Pierre Negrin release. If you speak French, let me know if it is Negrin or it's Negrin. That is number 5. Number 4, I have a tie, and I'll tell you why I have a tie. Okay, the next two perfumers I love, and I love especially because I am on a budget. So, you know, for those of us who have a lot more designers, and we you know, you guys know I'm not a sponsored channel, so I mean, I actually buy these fragrances, right? So I can't drop $300-$400 every month on one bottle. And one thing I love about number 4, I put them as a tie because they both work very hard to give you the best bang for your buck. I'm not saying they're the best perfumers, but I'm saying they really have fantastic releases at generally cheaper prices. Many of them are designer level, and you can get them at discounters. And that's why I put them both number 4 tied. I love that about these two. And that is, number 1 is Maurice Roussel. And he did, listen to these releases. Amouage, Reflection Woman. Bond number 9, New Harlem. Frederic Malle, Musk Ravageur. That one's not designer, of course. Lalique Pour Homme you can get for $20 or $30, a 4.2 ounce. That is gross. You that's nothing. You can wear that 365 days a year. It's unisex. It's great for your sheets. It's a wonderful fragrance at all times. Some guys might find it a little too feminine. I don't. I've had like 17,312 bottles of it. I love Lalique Pour Homme. It's the one with the lion on it, embossed in the bottle. Lancôme Hypnose Pour Homme, which is another underrated fragrance that flies under the radar. It has a cool bottle. Nautica Voyage, come on. I mean, Nautica Voyage is one of the quintessential, $25 at TJ Maxx fragrances that you can get for practically any age, although a lot of people see it more for more high school and 20s. Nautica Voyage, though, should not be discounted. It is a wonderful fragrance at any level. And then he did Roche's Man, which is another one of it's a very quirky, odd bottle. I won't go into detail on that. It's odd. But Roche's Man is wonderful by Roche's. So Maurice Roussel, fantastic. I love what he does. If you are on a budget, in fact, I would even say if you're on a tight budget and you get some of the releases from both of these perfumers at number 4, you're practically set. Come on. Number 4 tied has to be Natalie Lorson. I love her work. Just listen to this. Bentley, this is by the house Bentley, of course. Bentley for Men Intense. Both of those are fantastic. Lalique Encre Noir and Encre Noir à l'extrême, Encre Noir Spur. And then she did Mandarina Duck Pure Black. So I mean, if someone were to say, look, I don't care about anything other than just smelling good on it, for $100 bill, you could probably get all of this stuff by her. That's not all that she's done. This is the ones that I love. I love that about her. I appreciate that. You get so much bang for your buck when it comes to Maurice Roussel and Natalie Lorson. Coming in at number 4, and I had to, of course, put them on a tie. I have a soft spot, of course, for people looking out for those of us on a tight budget. All right, number 3, you knew it was going to happen. It was just a matter of where. Jean-Claude Elena. And the reason why, for me personally, I would put him on this list is because, you know how when I do amouages, I like to read. I love to read the descriptions about, in fact, I've always wanted to be one of those poets, that actually gives the descriptions about these fragrances. Sometimes it's corny, sometimes it's cheesy, sometimes it's a little over the top. Sometimes it's perfect, and what I would say about Jean-Claude Elena is whenever he has talked about a fragrance that I have reviewed or had before, by him, of course, he is spot on. Like when he says, I set out to do the following, he does it, and I just really love that about him. And so he has to come in at number 3 for me. He did Acqua di Parma. Well, he did many. Okay, I'm just going to list a few. Acqua di Parma Colonia Assoluta with Bertrand Duchaufour, I mentioned. Love love that house and that particular release. He also did Amouage Dia Woman, and he did Cartier's Déclaration, looks like Declaration, not D'un Soir, but it's just the Declaration one, the original. And if you haven't tried Déclaration or Déclaration du Soir, you should check out those, because those are another fragrances that fly under the radar a lot, but are really, really nice. I guess I'd probably have to say D'un Soir I like a little bit more, and I don't think he's the perfumer for that one. But Declaration or Déclaration is phenomenal, and that is a great, great release by Cartier. And then, of course, I don't know, oh, by the way, Terre d'Hermès. If we want to, Terre d'Hermès is one of the ones I did not originally like. Very few. I can count on one hand how many fragrances I did not like originally. I smelled it at the airport and I was like, this is like orange peels. I just don't get it. I finally took the plunge, and oh, I am so glad I did. I love Terre d'Hermès, and that, of course, is his one of his top three for me. Terre d'Hermès, he did a ton of Hermès, by the way. I have them in my notes. I just simply can't list them all, but the big three for me would be Terre d'Hermès, and then from the Hermescence collection, he did the Osmanth Yunnan, which I did a review for, and love that fragrance. The problem with the Hermescence line is they don't last a lot, or even if they do, you're looking at like $350. They're quite expensive. And then the other one was Hermescence Ambre Narguilé, and I think there is an accent over the last E. I think I said Narguil at first, but I think it's Ambre Narguilé. Either way, I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but it looks like Amber Nargile or Nargile, and it is just, I mean, these fragrances are just exquisite. He is a grand perfumer, and he's number 3 for me. And I love his interviews and listening to what he had in mind for a particular perfume. I could just read that all day. Love that about him. Okay, number 2. Number 2 comes in at, I just found out something, actually, just to tell you how cool this is. I have number 2 at Annick Menardo. You should too, by the way, if you don't, or higher. Annick Menardo is an amazing perfumer. I love her work. She's another one like the Pierre Negrine, that she's not going to do anything that you don't like. I just appreciate her work so much. It's so consistent and balanced. And the one I just found out, actually, I did not know this, that she collabed with my number 1 perfumer on one of my favorite fragrances of all time. I tripped over that because I don't want to give it away too much. Okay, so we should put in a drum roll, please, for all 42 people watching this. And just listen to this list, okay? Annick Menardo, Amouage Overture Woman, Portrayal Woman, Boucheron Jaipur, which is just an amazing fragrance, Jaipur, Armani Acqua di Gio, okay, and I won't say anything more there. And then Armani Attitude, which was also done in collaboration with another perfumer, and that's the one that looks like an old lighter, okay, Armani Attitude. And Givenchy Gérius Rouge, come on, I mean, Gérius Rouge you can get for, $25? That's a phenomenal fragrance for that price range. Givenchy Gérius Rouge, I love it. Hugo Boss Bottled. I mean, the list goes on. Jean-Paul Gaultier Cocorico. Laura Biagiotti Roma Uomo. Come on. I mean, for less than $50, all of these bottles, that's just incredible. Oh, by the way, Lolita Lempica Eau Masculin Intense, recently reviewed that one. That one's been discontinued, but that one is an absolute gem. And then finally, YSL's Body Coros. Come on. I mean, if you don't have her at 1, 2, or 3, we need to talk. All right? Number 1. Let's do this. Number 1, he worked in collaboration with Annick Menardo for the greatest fragrance of all time, which of course is Acqua di. All right, I'm not saying it's the best blended. Obviously, I have a soft spot for Acqua di Gio. I loved it. It's one of my first absolute obsessions. Do I know, since I've tried a lot of niche since then and I've developed my nose, do I still think it's number one? Probably not. Okay. But it will always be number one in my heart. Am I saying it's the best blended? I'm not. Do I know it's been reformulated? I do. Am I going to keep talking like this? No, I'm not. Right. So Anik Minardo worked in collaboration with the number one perfumer of all time, and that is, of course, Alberto Morillas. You know it, and I know it. Just he has 413 releases since 1970. One of the articles I read said, if you're wearing perfume, it's probably by him. Whoa, statement. Okay, so check this out. This is just the ones that I like. No, this is the ones that I love from him. All right, just are you ready? This is an embarrassment of riches, is what this is. All right, here we go. Acqua di Parma Colonia Intensa. And one thing I neglected earlier to mention with Anik Minardo, he worked with her in for the Amouage Library Collection Opus 7. I neglected to mention that, sorry. Bulgari Blue, or my favorite, Blivgari Bliv Pour Homme. Love that one. It's been discontinued. Just recently used up that bottle. Sad to see it go. That is, of course, BLV, which annoys the hell out of me from that house. Why they always do that? Come on. And just put Bulgari with a U instead of the V. Come on. Then another one, Man in Black. Oh, I don't know. By the way, one of the best fragrances of all time. In fact, some of the best two could be argued. It's Acqua di Gio and Man in Black, and Morillas did them both. So take that. I'm not a huge fan of this one necessarily. I like it. I don't love it as much as you guys, and that is CK1 by Calvin Klein. I like it. I respect it. I don't feel the need to go out and buy it. Oh, by the way, only the best grass fragrance probably ever made, Carolina Herrera 212 Men, and all those flankers. Come on. Okay, Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Eau Intense Pour Homme. Armani Acqua di Gio and Armani Attitude in collaboration with Anik Minardo. Come on. Game over. Game over. Acqua di Gio. Then he made Acqua di Gio Essenza, which I love. Don't tell me that there's a rotten fish note. There's not, okay? I've got a huge mammoth bottle of that, and I love that fragrance. You guys like Profumo more. I can't say that I do. I love Essenza. I'm happy it's discontinued, and I'm happy you guys don't wear it, because then I just walk around and everyone's like, what are you wearing? So please don't wear Essenza. Another one that he did that you guys probably like a little bit more than I do is Givenchy Pie. And he also did Gucci Guilty Absolute. Very popular fragrances. I like them. I don't necessarily love them. Another one that I really appreciate is Flower by Kenzo, especially the bottle and just everything. Flower by Kenzo is a wonderful perfume. I don't know. Oh, by the way, Marc Jacobs Daisy. Yep. Oh, yeah. Mom, if you're listening, that's for you. And he also did Uomo by Salvatore Ferragamo. I don't know, just the best tiramisu fragrance ever made. I don't know why I keep saying I don't know. And then the second one, another one is Tommy by Tommy Hilfiger. The list just goes on. Versace Pour Homme. Versace Pour Homme Dylan Blue. And if you want hipster, you're going to say, oh, they're too crowd pleaser. This guy's just not. I mean, it's too designer, too crowd pleaser. Not my thing. YSL M7 as the icing on the cake. You know what? Best perfumer of all time, the Grand Master, the Grand Nez, Alberto Morillas. Game over. Time to piss on the fire and call the dogs. It's over. All right, there you have it, folks. Another episode by the boards. Obviously, I had a ton of fun doing this episode. I really appreciate everything so much, actually. The support, the comments, the likes, the subscribes, everything. Thank you very much. It means a lot to me. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for always watching. And always remember, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care. All right, so welcome to the bonus feature. Here's the background, right? I originally started to refer to perfumers as Perfumers. Spell check kept working on that. All right, in fact, down below in the editing, I would put Perfumer, like P-E-R-F-U-M-I-E-R. Kept spell checking it. So, and I kept seeing different terms. Some people say nose, but I don't like to say top 10 noses. The top 10 master noses of the world, that just sounds odd. Okay, I know in French sometimes they'll say the word nose and it's like nez. That doesn't work for me. Okay, top 10 noses. What is this, like a sounds like a nose job channel. Okay, what, plastic surgery or something? I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like the word nose. And what I did was I looked and it looks like most people refer to them as perfumers. Some prefer nose, but it's my understanding that there's no difference. Some people said master nose. Alberto Morillas, master nose. Some people said master perfumer. I actually did not find parfumé very often with an E. I did find parfumé with an A, so P-A-R-F-U-M-I-E-R. And then I also found like parfumeur, so it was like P-A-R-F-U-M-E-U-R. But that seems to include like the product, the production aspect of it. So that's not what we're doing here. We are going to discard parfumé and parfumeur, and instead we're going to either say nose or perfumer from here on out. So this is a big moment in the channel for That Cologne Guy, because I am abandoning parfumé and I am adopting perfumer just for you. So I don't like nose, not going to go there, and I'm going to use perfumer. Probably more information that you wanted to know. In fact, I'll just give you more for the 12 people who have gotten this far. When it comes to this one, I actually ran on Fragrantic a poll to see what people say. And the options were perfumer, nose, parfumé, and parfumé. And no one chose the bottom two French, and very few chose nose. At the time, it was 20%. Chose nose, and then 80% chose perfumer. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are now adopting the term perfumer at That Cologne Guy. There you have it, folks. I hope you appreciate that. Have a great week. Take care.